What happened in here? How many units do we got in here now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A couple new ones here. 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's go over what we have here. This is the big red that we have been working on over the last few weeks. Why has there not been a new video on it? Because I'm still waiting on parts. I ordered my parts from Fortnite. Usually they can get the parts out in 2, maybe 3 days. I ordered these parts on April 21st or 22nd, and it is now the 5th as I'm filming this video, and the parts haven't even shipped yet. So yeah, that is the only thing that's keeping us back on this thing. Otherwise, it's pretty much ready to go. We got cables coming, we got brake pads coming, we got seat cover coming, there's a battery on the order. And this one was actually the one that I thought would never run again. And I was a little disappointed because like this is the nice one. Well, it's not that I never thought it would run again, I just wasn't sure if I was ready to put in the money to make it run again. But it's actually really happy right now, so. That one runs beautifully. This, however, was the one I was on last year. It has got, I put a bunch of work into it just recently. Lots of little things. I didn't make a video of it. Well, I started filming a video and it wasn't interesting what I was doing. But this is the one I was on last year. It was sputtering and wasn't too happy, wasn't idling. The engine was making a ton of racket. The exhaust was making a ton of racket, and those who saw the YouTube and the Instagram story know that I had the muffler off that just recently. So let's fire it up now. Basically all I'm doing is I'm just trying to get these units out of the way so we can take a look at what Ben dropped off. Almost forgot I had no brakes on that one. Almost smashed her into the back of the pickup. So we got a couple of new units here we're gonna dig out in a second. There's another trike back here. I got this one as kind of a parts machine for super cheap. And you may notice, those of you who are actually really paying attention, is that 200 has a different gas tank on it now. Yeah, those of you who remember me riding this thing last year, it had that really ugly gas tank on it that was epoxied together. And basically I just robbed the gas tank off that 185 I have in the back, and there's a few other good parts on it. I might try to get it running eventually. But yeah, I just robbed it off that other machine, and that's why this thing looks so ugly, because that gas tank actually made this thing look way uglier than it really was. It's actually in pretty good shape. Hondas are great. Get this thing out, show you what it is, as well as that thing. They both need work. All right, this is an 82 Honda XL 100. And for what Ben paid for this bike, it's actually in pretty good shape. These are actually a road legal bike. It does have the speedometer as well as signal lights, which are missing. Same with the mirrors, also missing. But for what Ben had paid for this bike, it is an absolute steal of a deal. The fender is intact. The gas tank is actually intact. Like, for what was paid for this bike, which was not much, it is a pretty sharp looking unit. But of course, it's not without its issues. Our Kickstarter gears are damaged, so this bike right now does not run. We plan to make it road legal. It's going to need mirrors, signal lights, all that kind of stuff. It's 95% of a bike. It's in really good shape. We'll need some new rubber because any little crack in here, which these tires have quite a few of, will not pass inspection. So the goal is eventually to get this to pass inspection and ride it on the road. That's right, a little 100 XL 100 going down the road. For this, we actually have, believe it or not, a parts bike back here next to this 185 trike. So there's our parts bike. We will be taking the Kickstarter gear assembly out of it, and we will be throwing it in that one. That's to come. We'll be doing that soon. For 1982, bike has been actually pretty decently taken care of. It will need an ignition. It's gonna need some other little bits and pieces here and there, but we will... Ew, I don't like it when wires are taped up like that. Oh no, I don't like that. I wonder if this thing had a battery. Oh yeah, it did. So there used to be a battery in it, so we'll have to find a tiny little YTX4 or something like that battery. Throw it in there. There is no electric starter on it, so the battery was just to operate lights and stuff. So this one we can actually probably have running in the next video, hopefully. There will be a little more to it than that because I'm gonna have to bypass ignition wires or just find an ignition for it, which is probably the better bet. But let's see what else we got here. Those of you who were with the channel last year may remember this one. I'm not even gonna move this bike. This is that Trail 125 that was a barn find for us last year and didn't have the space to work on it, but now we do. Another one of Ben's beauties, wiring everywhere here in the front. No big deal, I'll be able to figure out where all those go, not a problem. If it was EFI, I'd be scared, but it's not, so I'll be able to trace all those wires, not a problem. Actually, a pretty cool bike. Where's the fat guy seat? Where is it? Oh, it's right beside it. Yeah, here's the nice fat guy seat we got for it. That actually is the original seat. So again, kind of like a on-highway, off-highway kind of bike. Obviously, it has the signals and the speedo on it, but this one needs considerably more work to get it running. But we're gonna tackle that one first in the next coming maybe a few days here, and then we will be going on to this one after we know what the deal is with that one. But this one's gonna be a little harder to get re-inspected because even just this right here, that right there, that's failure right there. That bend in the rim, that's failure of inspection right there. So I am gonna work on these, but it's really gonna depend how much money we want to dump into them. Because this bike's actually pretty cool. It's got the engine guards and everything. I like it. Yeah, this is the machine I was on last year, and there's our newish fuel tank. There's the fuel tank that was on it last year. This epoxy unit here, which is actually, if it depends what I decide to do with this little 185 back here. It needs timing work. It does run kind of. But since I was able to steal the gas tank, the old one over there, and put it on this one over here, this little 200, it actually made it clean up really nice. It's actually a pretty good looking unit. And the only thing that does not work on this right now is actually the headlight. And I spent the last few days getting it really tuned in, so it's a very, very happy machine now. We have 2 trikes ready to go for some trike camping. Hopefully if the fire bans go away, that'll be the plan. But I paid $400 for the 2 of them. So I bought them as a package deal. I think after cables and a battery and a couple other things, I think I'm gonna be $150 into this one. When it's complete, and that I'm nothing into that one. That one I just cleaned the carb and I used a parts fuel tank, and I'm actually like a fuel filter, so I'm like $10 into it. Fuel filter, fuel lines, $10 into this thing. So between the 2 of these, to get 2 actually pretty decent trikes now that they're put together, I think maybe $600 into them for the 2 of them. Oh yeah, check this out. This is something I did off camera. Look at that fancy fender that I made. Not bad. It's pretty much a direct OEM fit and guards the engine from debris. If you were a Patreon, you'd already know this. Yeah, so that's it, guys. It's literally just been me waiting. In fact, I think this is the longest I've ever gone without uploading a video. But this is kind of just an update video so you guys can see what's coming down the pipe, see what we got planned for the summer, see what kind of projects we're going to be working on over the next few weeks, next few months here. That's about all I got for today's video. Not much new, just waiting on parts pretty much. Want to thank everybody who has subscribed to the channel already. If not, there's a button down there. You can go ahead and subscribe. Thanks you guys who have tuned in on the game streams. I know a few of you have really been liking that, and we're doing it anyway, so it's been a lot of fun. I hope to have some parts in my hands really soon, as well as get some of these units out, and we can go riding, we can go trike camping, we can go biking, we can do all that stuff. But for now, I'm stuck and I'm waiting. Maylong's coming though, so I'll make sure to get out Maylong, which I will be getting out, and maybe we'll do some trike carnage. Thanks everybody for watching today's video. If you like this video, if you like this content, please consider subscribing to the channel, and I hope to see you really soon. I'm going to open those parts ship right away, and we can get working on this big red back here. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye everybody.